Should you use Amazon suggested keywords? In certain cases, those can be helpful. However, in most cases, the keywords that they suggest are not particularly novel, right? They're going to suggest some of the most popular keywords in your niche in general. And their goal with that is not so much to help you, it's more to help themselves. If you think about it, what is the way that Amazon makes their money? They make the money from selling the ads. How do they sell the ads? They sell the ads through an auction system. How does that auction system work? Different advertisers bid against each other, and their ads also compete with each other for who can get the highest click-through rate, because it's your click-through rate times what they can charge you per click that determines how much they make. So just real quickly for an example, if you have a 2% click-through rate and I have a 1% click-through rate, then I need to bid twice as much as you just for Amazon to make the same amounts of money. So if you basically just bid 1 penny more, right? If you bid 51 cents and I'm bidding $1 and you've got a 2% click-through rate, then on average Amazon will make $1.02 from your ad for every 100 times that they show it. And for my ad, they'll only make $1. So guess who gets that impression? Now what happens when they bring in more advertisers to the auction is, because it's a second place auction, without getting too much into the details, but basically the idea is you pay a penny more than the next highest bidding advertiser for the same, for an equivalent click-through rate. They do some math to figure out what the equivalent is. Since you only need to pay a penny more than them, if there's a huge gap, for example, between $1 and 50 cents, and we have the same click-through rate, let's say, so then I would only have to pay 51 cents even though I'm bidding $1. But once they bring you into the auction and you're bidding 70 cents, boom, now I have to pay 71 cents even though the ad is the same, the click-through rate is the same. The only thing that changed, the traffic quality is the same. The only thing that changed is now there's more demand for it, and essentially that is going to drive the price up. That's, supply and demand, but this is how exactly it works with the auction system. So that's why typically their suggested keywords are some of the most popular keywords on the system, not something necessarily new or specifically relevant very much to the details, to the specs and attributes of your particular product or set of products in a sponsored brand campaign. Therefore, if there's something new there that you haven't tried out, if you think that can generate additional sales, why not? But if you've done your keyword research properly, in most cases it won't be novel to you, and therefore I would suggest you actually be careful with those keywords. Target them in just a handful of campaigns that you're keeping close tabs on, because otherwise you'll just get a mess and higher cost per click, higher ACoS, lower profitability, and not actually achieve your goal of incremental sales, of scaling up your sales. I'm David Goldenberg, and our agency, 11 Ads for Brands, specializes in sponsored brands and Amazon brand stores. Look up for more.